I mean, it's Canisius, Niagara. What wouldn't it be without overtime and a buzzer beater and fun basketball? I mean, that was a fun game for people to watch, right? Whoever lost certainly is going to be upset, but that was a really fun game to watch. No, I thought in that first quarter, obviously Criselli got it going from three, like a career night from three. She was really knocking it down. I should have called a timeout earlier. My staff was all over me as they were going on a 100-0 run. But I just felt like we would stay solid to what we were trying to do. I thought Crystal was really good in the middle of their zone. We were playing through her in the middle there, and she was getting baskets, getting inside out. And then Margret, a lot of courage, and that's the player that Margret is. Might miss one or two. We're going to step up and take that next one. We get fouled, we're going to knock it down. That's the confidence that she has from how hard she works. And there's a lot of little things from so many people. I thought Sarah Cooley gave us a nice pickup off the bench. Jazz came in there and Jasmine Mungo in some key situations. And for me, Miskovich was just phenomenal for us. She had 45 minutes, 9 assists, 1 turnover, and they're dogging her the length of the floor the whole game. So fun when you're on this side of it for sure.
Crystal, could you just talk about the last play? What was the play and how did it play out for you?
Well, the play basically was, Coach said, this is all I heard, get in the middle to me. Get in the middle. And I wanted to, I'm a senior, this is my team. I wanted to be the person that would make the last play. I didn't want.
And she missed one at the end of regulation. She better not miss that one, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I wanted to redeem myself too from the layup, the last layup that I took, and I missed it. Should have made it, but yeah, I wanted that layup so bad.
We thought we could get it to Chris when we knew when we inbounded the ball, the way we inbounded it, and stepped the inbounder in. I knew that would be open, and so they ran at Lauren, and then Lauren was able to drive and find her in the middle of the zone, just because of the way they play their tandem zone. Lauren's step-in was open, and then she drove it, which created a problem, and then it got to Chris, and she finished the play.
Yeah.
Crystal, when you got the ball, how confident were you that you were going to make that shot?
Very confident. I wanted the game so bad. We all wanted the game really bad. You can tell it in our eyes, tell in our body language throughout the whole game. We were, as a team, we really stepped it up. We really did. It was lots of fun, like Coach said earlier. It was a lot of fun. Loved it.
Losing the last 3 and 8 of the last 9. What kind of impact did that have on you coming into this game?
We don't talk much about that. I thought this weekend we had 2 chances to win close games on the road, and it was disappointing that we didn't come away with the wins. We really felt good about going down there. So I think it's a big step just to go up and win an overtime game against your rival after losing 2 close games, to have the courage to step up and say, I'm going to make these shots, I'm going to knock this down to get the win. I think that's big. We don't look much past things in the past. We're just trying to build forward.
What do you think about you have extremely balanced scoring. Would you like to have somebody at double figures?
I think a lot of them would like to be at double figures. We've talked about that with our team. Going into the season in the summertime, you don't know how things are going to pan out, and I'm thinking, okay, Tiana and Crystal might have to carry us in some double-digit kind of ways at times. And then as I watched us play, I just felt like we had great balance, and Margret was leading us in scoring for the first 7, 8, 9 games. And then people started keying on Margret, and then somebody else starts scoring. Crystal started scoring. So I like that kind of balance because I think it's difficult to key on somebody. But everybody has to be willing to step up and take a late game shot then, right? Because you just don't know where it's going to come from. And so I would like to have multiple people in double figures. Like everybody at 10 would be great. But I don't mind the balance. I don't.
Margret, you had a typical freshman year last year. Just what has gone right for you this year to take a big step forward?
I just have a lot more confidence. I felt like, coming from the Icelandic league back home into this league is different, and I was kind of passive and kind of observing everything and wasn't really sure if I was doing things right. But I felt like coming in after summer and after being with the national team at home, I felt a lot more confident, and I was like, okay, I'm going to show it this year.
So is it the transition to a new team and a new style was different? Was play more physical, or what do you think was different about the style?
It was a lot faster, and yeah, it's different style. A lot younger players. I'm used to playing with girls 30 or something back home.
And one thing that in Margret's development, this is one of the hardest working players you're ever going to see. So all last year, she's badgering Coach Schoenecker, hey, stay after, I got to work on finishing this way, I got to do that. And then she played on the national team all summer and worked on her game and watches video. Like, she wants to be good, and she's going to put in the time that's necessary to be there. And that's the growth you see in a player when you're working that hard.
You hit the 2 big 3-pointers, one at the end of regulation and one to a minute to go in the game. I mean, just kind of looked like you were, you weren't hesitating there. You were looking, wanted the shot. What does that say about your confidence in your 3-point shot, or what?
Yeah, like when you shoot, you're not supposed to think. You just shoot it. It's a muscle memory. You're gonna make it every time. Don't ever think about it.
That's why she's good. She's got that aggressive. But it did, if you remember, I think it was a little bit of Tiana's spirit, because last year up here, Tiana's 3, the one hit the rim the same way, sort of went up, and then whoop, fell in there. So it was a similar kind of bounce.
With Tiana being out of the lineup now, Margret, how much has she meant to you, giving you pointers with how to not necessarily take over her spot right now, but to kind of replace her for a little bit?
Like, even though she's out, she's always trying to make us better. Like, she sees everything in court. In timeout, she comes and talks us up and tell us what she sees and what we can do better. So, and she does it like in practice too. And like, I'm just very proud of her to be that positive. I mean, going through the injury, but still, okay, I need to do this for my team.
And is that the senior mentality that she's been around for so long?
It's amazing, because, I mean, it's devastating to a player like that. Any player, your senior year, in the blink of an eye, and it's over. And she cried at halftime of that game for 2 seconds. And then after that, she moved on. She said, this is what happened. I got to do the best that I can do for this team. And every day she is positive for this team, which to me, that's a mature young person. That something got taken away, and I'm going to do the best I can. And she helps them and talks to them, like Margret said, which is great.